Yeah, son, and you already know, man. Look, son, thank you all for being here once again, son. However, after being clowned for my Wi-Fi, we back. But y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah.
And you said, and you can see me, right? At the same time, right?
Yeah.
I bet. Hold on, wait, first before we get started, Malik, show the people who you with. Show the
So
people
I'm
who you
here
with.
with Mark,
And Mark,
Mr. Mark Harris himself,
that's right.
and you know the infamous Anthony Turner. Y'all know the
Okay,
vibes.
yes
You already
sir.
know.
Yeah, Drake with a haircut. I ain't hating. Like,
Two
yeah,
successful black engineers. You know.
indeed,
We all
indeed.
there.
That makes five of us. But nah,
Right.
that's crazy. That really makes five of us. All of us went through the same like electrical engineering discipline, so that's tough. But Jermaine, actually no, Malik, what's good with you? Like what's up?
Yeah, man. I can't complain at all, man. Life is
I can
going
dig it.
well. You know.
Yeah,
We had we just finished eating Red Robin. You know, we had to
that's
talk a
my
little bit,
spot.
but yeah, no, things great.
Red Robin, my spot. When we was in college together, I was like, "Y'all want to go Red Robin? You going there again?" But I'm about to go now, so y'all can come. I'm gonna go regardless. Like that was my spot. Yeah, it was easy. I'm glad you're out there. Eat some fries for me, please. Um, and Jermaine, what's happening? Talk to me.
Oh man, I'm cooling. I'm cooler than the cooler. And shout out to my jeweler, man. You already know. So that's how I'm doing. But
I
nah,
can dig
like
it.
I wish I had Red Robin. Like I be driving by Red Robin, like, dang, should I try that joint? Should I
Bro,
try that joint? So after y'all just talked about it, I'm gonna hit that joint soon. So yeah.
right.
So they got this sleeper sauce, right? It's called campfire sauce. Just thank me later.
Say less. Say
I
less.
don't like it because it's mayonnaise based, and you know I don't like mayonnaise. But everybody
Okay.
else try that
Yeah, I
joint.
like mayo. In
Yeah,
Malik we
Red
trust.
Robin is valid. Now Red Robin is definitely decent, but they even have like a budget menu too. Like they have it's called the Tavern Burgers, right? The Tavern Burgers are for people low budget. You know, every time I go to Red Robin, I always order the Tavern Burger. But what I do is I flip it to make it a regular burger, right? Tavern Burgers, they have the low quality bun. They don't give you many like what do you call them things like condiments, so they don't give you lettuce, tomatoes, and stuff like that. When I go, I order the small burger, but I say, can you put the cross cut bun, which comes on the premium burgers? They give you the new bun for free. They don't charge you. I'm like, all right, now can I get lettuce, pickles, tomatoes, and whatever else I want? And it be hooked up like a regular like the regular burger.
Hmm.
Same, it'd be $8 instead of like 15. You
Oh
know,
wow.
man.
Is that cheap?
Yeah, yeah. The tavern burgers, and they give you two patties on the taverns. They're called tavern
Okay.
doubles
Okay.
and unlimited fries.
Okay. I'm gonna fuck with it. I'm gonna work with it.
Man, son, you know me. I've been saving money before I had money. So,
Hey, that
and but
way.
indeed, that's valid. So I think that's the financial tip of the day. Go to Red Robin, order the small burger, and change it to a large burger for free. But nah, but that's good. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear y'all doing well, son. It's always a pleasure. Oh, I was telling Jermaine Malik before you got on. I'm coming to Maryland on Thursday, so I'm gonna be there Thursday. I don't know when I'm leaving, but I'm gonna be there Thursday because you know they got the Ravens game. You know me, I gotta get money.
You gonna be at the Ravens game? You gonna be
Yeah,
okay, okay. I'll be there. You know, tickets $1, so I'm there.
you said a dollar, a
Tickets are a
dollar.
dollar, right? $1.
I ain't coming there to watch no sports. You feel me? I'm coming to make my money. So yeah, so it. I never forget what it took for me to not be broke in college, and I keep that same mentality because that is something that keeps me going. Like I remember the hard work I put in, being out in the freezing cold, selling beer at the Ravens Stadium, being out in 100-degree weather, selling beer at the Orioles Stadium. But I could walk away with $1,000 in one night from just selling beer for 3 hours. So that's like me getting into a trade, right? You get into a trade, you wait 3 hours. The market only gives you what, about 7 or 8 hours per trading day. So you get into a trade and you get out 3 hours later, or you do a day trade. Sometimes you gotta do sometimes you gotta do what do you call it? Not a day trade, but a swing trade. Sometimes you got to swing the trade, but in this case, I can make a few $100s to a few $1,000s in just 3 hours, right? And you can only work 3 hours because they cut you off at a certain time. So yeah, so I gotta get paid, right? And that's always, going back to the book, like, dang, dropped it. Going back to the book, son. Like, don't forget EyonBiden.com/books. But I think, let me see what strategy that was. Uh, Number 5, work more hours. Bro, work more hours. Like, I already work 40 hours a week. Adding 3 hours to that. I'm working more hours so that I can get the 7 figures quicker. You know what I'm saying? So, and it works, right? It really works, because the money that now, if I go to the game and I work the game, I can use the money I make to pay my mortgage. The house is free for the month.
Mm.
So yeah, so that's how that joint works, son. And it's great. It's good to get out because I get to travel. I work at the Ravens games, and I'll be working at the games at the, what is the other place called? Oh, the Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. So I'll be doing both. Charlotte and Baltimore. Charlotte, Baltimore. So really getting to the money. And I think Jermaine, I tried to put you onto the Orioles. I think I gave you
Yeah,
contact information for that. But it's
I
cool.
don't
Ravens
think
starting
so,
out.
E. I ain't got no contact information, E. Put me on. Put me on. Put me on. Put me in,
That's a
coach.
teacher in the game, Ghost.
I
Hey, man,
always knew
now
he was
talk
gonna
that
be
gangster
here.
stuff, E.
Go send him a letter after he died. Said I always knew he was gonna be here.
Nah, but I got you though. I got you. Matter
Offline,
of fact,
offline. I hit you offline. Yeah.
yeah, matter of fact, I'm gonna set you up for the Ravens joint. It's gonna be cold. I know you like to be hot in 500-degree weather, but it's gonna be cold outside. Snowing too, but I got you, son. But all right, but real quick, let's get into this topic, son. So basically, what I want to talk about is trading versus investing, right? I was teaching a class today, and the big part was, okay, I was explaining to her trading, and then I explained to her investing. And there's a difference. So I want to get opinions. All right. So first, I see Jermaine, your joint is lighting up green. So Jermaine, what do you feel like investing is?
I feel like
The
low
definition
key,
only, your own definition only, nothing more, nothing less. And then I'm gonna get Malik,
nothing
and then we're
less.
gonna go into the
All
details.
right. So I feel like an investment is any vehicle you use. So you want me to talk about investing as it pertains to stocks, right?
I just
Not
want you to
investing.
give me your definition of an investment, of
My
investment.
investing. Investing is when you put your money in any vehicle for long-term growth with the concept of low risk and time being what's going to yield your reward. So time in the market
Okay.
as opposed to timing the market. So
Okay.
you put your money to the side, you're expecting a yield over time, and time is what's going to give you that yield. So
I
it's all
bet.
about time, how much
I
time is
bet.
going to be there.
That's valid. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Malik, what do you feel like investing is?
When I think of investing, I kind of think of like something that will expand my money.
Okay.
But it can be in a matter of a short term or a long term. depending on what you're doing. But anything that is more so like given that aspect of like holding something and allowing it to gain greater, I would say.
That's a bet. And my definition of an investment or investing is that act of, you know, putting forward some money or some funding, um, or it could be a security. So it could be a house, stock, you know, not trade, a stock, a contract, a home, a car, with the anticipation of yielding a profit after an extended period of time. That's what I see, a trade, an investment is. Now I want to go around the table and talk about a trade. And then after that, we're just going to break down, our viewpoints on the two separately once we get these definitions established. So, Malik, I know you just spoke, so we're going to take back to Malik. Malik, what do you feel like the trade is?
So, all right. So in order for me to explain this, I'm gonna have to go back to investing. So I guess what I really wanted to say was investing is kind of
Nah,
like a.
you can't change the definition. You
No, no,
can't.
no,
You
no, no, yeah, no, no, no. All right, all right, all right. So
Man, don't try to get
your,
slick.
your definition of buying an asset and accumulating more value to it, I would say that trading is simply just buying and selling a security.
Okay. All right, bet.
Like simplest terms, that's what I would say.
All right. That's cool. That's cool. Jermaine, what you thinking?
I would say trading is timing the market, so looking for opportunities to exploit. Um, and when I say market, like we said, it's across. Like we talk about exploiting. What was
Yeah,
that junk?
markets, financial
Concerts,
markets.
concert tickets. So you know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Any
Seeing an
financial
opportunity.
market, yeah.
Yeah, seeing an opportunity and exploiting it at the right time. So that's about timing. I feel like it's more or less about timing the market as opposed to time in the market, looking for that yield.
Yo, timing the market versus time in. Yo, this man is
Man,
crazy, son. That's
realize, real
genius,
eyes. Feel me?
bruh. He just keep doing it. He just keep doing it. Nah, but yo, that's crazy. Nah, but that's valid, right? And I love that definition. A trade is a short term investment, right? Because you see an opportunity and you don't, and when you see opportunity, you have to act on it immediately because opportunities come and go. An opportunity, when you think of it, it's a short window, and you gotta jump in that window before that train keeps rolling on the tracks, right? Because whether you on the train or not, it's gonna keep moving. It's doing something, right? So definitely. And when I think about, a trade and I think about an investment, I think about what kind of outcome I want, right? And a lot of new traders and a lot of people who, let's say somebody's in school, let's say you're in high school and or you're just getting into college or you're just graduating college. High school, college, or new graduate, right? No matter what program you're graduating from, whether it's a high school program or a college program, somebody's going to give you money when you graduate, regardless. Somebody gave me money when I graduated high school. Somebody gave me money when I graduated college. Regardless, somebody's going to give you money. The first thing that you should be doing is, okay, I just got this lump sum of money. I could go freak this money off somewhere easy and blow it in a week, or I can invest some of it. One thing that I really want to kind of put in the minds of people who are new graduates, college or high school, if you buy one leap contract a year, sometimes leaps when the market is down can cost $200, sometimes $150. I bought a leap today that was $144 on Snapchat, a 2-year contract, $144. If I was in high school and I took $100 or $150 and I put that into a 2-year contract, knowing I knew very little about the market, that money could yield me at least $800 in profit. Think about it. Snapchat. I'm gonna go to Snapchat on my chart. We're looking at Snap, right? Y'all see it? Snapchat is $10. Let's think about the last time Snapchat was $10. Of course, COVID-19, right? March 18th, 2020. It went to $7.90. That was the last time it was around 10. Then before that, 2019, $8, right? Snap did come down here to $4 and some change in 2018. Other than that, Snapchat has held above $10 for quite a while, right? Held above $10, held above $10, held above $10. When Snapchat went above $10, it typically went to about 20 and above. Last few years for Snap were significant. I don't feel like the company is going anywhere, and there's a large gap. So by me not knowing much about the market, I can at least see that, okay, this stock or security rarely sits at this price for long. Look at what happens when it comes to $10. It chills and then it takes off. It chills, comes, just stops by and visit, like how I'm going to do Thursday, and then it takes off, right? It goes back to wherever it was living before or pre-existing. So if Snapchat's doing that, let's say you're getting the Snap, right? And I'm really going to draw this out for you because this is good for people who are students, right? And you don't know what to do with your money. You just get a lump sum of money when you graduate. I'm going to walk you through it. You look, okay, it's at $10, right? If in 2 years, this stock can go to $20, not even 20, let's say it goes to $22, right? We're just going to take it to 22. So that's a $12 gain, right? If you have an option contract that has a $30 delta, you move $10 or $12. 3 times 10, 30. Add 3 times 2, 36. Multiply by 10, that's $360, right? Plus, you have your gamma value. The gamma is what gets added to the theta every time you have a dollar increase in the price of the stock, right? So for simplicity, let's just do 5 times 12, right? 5 times 10, that's 50. Add 2 more, that's 60. What did I say before? Okay, so 360 plus 60, that's 420. You just made $420 in less than 2 years, because I don't think it's going to take 2 years to come back to $22, right? But let's say $420 is the worst case scenario. Crap, I messed that up. So let me go over here. Worst case scenario, right? But there's also another gap that takes us all the way to $74. So let's draw that out real quick. Because I'm going to really teach somebody who's graduating high school or somebody who's about to graduate college, don't look at the stock market, how to really make, over $1,000 right now. Watch. So you move $64, right? 64, your delta's 30. Let's do this math real quick. Your delta's 30, but that delta is obviously going to change to over $1 eventually, but we're going to leave it at 30 times 64. That's $1,920, $1,920 that you've made just from spending $144 or $150. But wait, there's more. Now you got to add the gamma. So when you calculate that, you take, what is that? 64, right? 64, you multiply that by 5. That's 320. So now you add the 320 to the 1920. Now you have $2,240 that you've made off of $144. So I'm going to subtract $144. You've profited nearly $2,100, and all you did was spend $144 one time from that $300 that you probably got at graduation. So in less than 2 years, probably in a year, literally, or 8 months, you've produced nearly $2,100, and you know nothing about the market. But you gotta know enough to do this. And this simplicity tool right here, that simplicity is what we be focusing to try to teach people. That simplicity. People think that you have to get super into it, or people think that you have to really know it all. But in reality, if you know how to decipher in what you want to do versus a trade or an investment, you can make money. If you watching this joint, if you watching that $144 contract and you getting nervous because you're like, oh, I don't have time. If you don't have time, that means you tried to trade it, and you didn't purchase enough time for this to play out. So that trade ain't gonna work, but that investment is gonna treat you well. So that's why I feel like if we could just get people that much information, students when they come out of school, they'll know how to make money, that extra money every year by just putting something to the side. Mind you, let's say you put 2 contracts. That's $288 you put in. Now you've made $4,200 easy. You buy 5 of them things, you're gonna be all right. You got over 10K right there. That's over 10K profit. So for somebody that's in school and you really want to get into this joint and you don't know how to chart, you don't know what you're doing, the first thing I want to tell you to do is look at the lows. Look at where the stock has been or the security has been when it just went. I call it hot water, cold water territory, right? When it dipped the foot in the hot water, you know what I'm saying? When you get in that bathtub, you try to get a little, you know what I'm saying? You try to get real sexy with your lady, you know what I'm saying? You run the bath and it's a little too hot, you feel me? You put your toe in that joint, and you jump up. Yeah, hot water territory, right? That's the same thing the stocks do. Hot water, like, no, it's too hot. I don't belong there. I don't belong down there. I'm a run up in the back in the room where the AC where it's comfortable. Same thing with cold water. You get in the shower and the cold water's coming down on your head. You say, "Oh, it's cold. I'm getting out. I don't belong in there. I don't belong in the shower when the water's cold because that's uncomfortable for my body. So I'm gonna jump out." Stocks do the same thing. That's when you know it's time to sell it. Hot water territory, cold water territory. So if students could at least learn that, I think they'd be on a great path to make money every year. Parents, give your child $150 or $200 every year for the market, right? Let them put that into some leaps, and then parents, you put $200 in the leaps too, especially if you lower middle class or lower class. You know what I'm saying? It'll be hard to sacrifice that money, but imagine what happens when you come back and you see that $150, excuse me, turned into $2,100. You ain't even gonna think about the money you put in there. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I never made this much money from having money. Every time I have money, I've only spent it. So that's why I feel like trading and investing, knowing the difference and knowing how to utilize both of those skill sets can really put people ahead. But I definitely want to hear your opinion, so talk to me. I don't care who talk. Please, somebody talk to me.
Yeah, I
Nobody.
guess I'll start. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, and it goes to show the power of, like we were saying, time in the market. Like you tell yourself, that this is gonna play out in a 2 year time frame. Like that's a good amount of time, because we know that the quickest charts we know is a 1 minute chart. We got a 1 minute chart all the way to a 1 year or a quarterly chart or a 5 year chart or whatever the case is. So we know how like short term things can be, but when you expand it and you leave that thing to just move the way it's gonna move, you avoid the quick hits that usually happen in the market where stocks can go up or down or red or green and they do all that. But if you know the trend is gonna be upward, you just put your money down and you set it and forget it and let the market do its job. And the beautiful compound of leaping does happen when the gamma, because this is something interesting, right? As your delta increases, right,
Yeah.
you're getting closer to the money, right? So
Right.
as your delta, or you're getting more in the money. So as your delta increases, if your delta increases at a faster rate than your theta's not going to increase as fast already. So your delta's increasing, your theta's not increasing as fast because you're getting closer or more in the money. Now, as
Hmm.
you increase your delta, now your gamma increases too. And your gamma increases and adds to the delta, and then the gamma increases again and adds to the delta again, and it's like a compounding effect. And so leaps are like really, really powerful once you really get into it. And like Eyon was giving you guys like the bare bones like algebra explanation of it, but when you get into like the true complication of it, if it really went up to like $70, it's gonna be more than you're gonna get more than 1,100. You just are
Yeah,
because the compound on the compound. That's how
yeah.
it works. And so yeah, it's
And that computation is actually called summarization or summation, right? That's when it adds and it continues to add. So people say, "Oh, when I was an engineer, in the engineering program, I was like, when am I gonna use this weird looking E sign?" And for contracts, when you trying to figure out the amount of money you make, the summarization of the gamma to the delta, that's how you figure that exact amount out. But I just break it down simple because I'm showing you the least amount of money that you could possibly make. But in reality, that $30 after about a $5 move, that $30 probably going to be $60, honestly. After the stock moves $5, that $30 is going to turn into $60. So then so if you got $64 of price action, right? So after $4 of $5 of movement, you got $59 more. So 59 times 60 is 35.40. So in reality, that's 35.40, and we're gonna do 30 times 5 plus, well, what did I say? 35.40. So in
mm-hmm.
reality, you're getting close to $3,700. That's $3,690. Plus, you got to add the gamma in. And once you get in the money, now it turns into $1. So every time you go up $1, so once it gets in the money, you got a $15 strike or a $20 strike. Once you get to $15, which is a $5 move, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be at $1 per dollar. So imagine making $100 every time the stock moves, all the way until it gets up $64, which means that I'm gonna just do the math. So
It's
that's crazy,
crazy
bro.
bread.
So you're making a
Crazy
hundred
bread.
dollars times. I'm gonna just take 10 off, so that's gonna be what, 54. So that's $5,400. Plus we're
Yep.
gonna do. I'm gonna just split it even and do 45 times 10 plus, what's that, 5,400.
About 6,000, right?
450 plus 5,400, sorry. So that's $5,850
Mm-hmm.
that you should be getting on the lower end. That's one contract, Jermaine. Malik, that's one
That's one
contract.
contract.
If
Yeah,
you
I'm
have
about to
two,
buy mine tomorrow. Good looks.
you just made over 10K. You nearly made $12,000 off of
Yeah.
$288.
And you know what the person ended up doing? They combined time in the market, right? Because earnings just happened with time in the market, and you put the two together, and that's why I love leaps. It's a combination of the two. You know what I'm saying?
I, I have a good friend. His name is Ricky. Ricky, if you watching this, I'm talking about you.
Mm,
My friend Ricky, he got involved with stocks back when we was freshmen, or when I was a freshman in 2015.
Jesus.
He was the first person I knew. Well, I knew, but I didn't know. I didn't know about the investment space at all. But he was the first person to ever say anything about something crazy is going to happen. The world's going to this, that, and the third, da, 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 da. He put all of his savings at the time, which was like 2,500, into Zoom calls. And I don't know if y'all know, but Zoom at one point in time, I think when he invested into it, he was buying $70 calls at $55, $58. Zoom went to $400, and this man made, I think his account came up to like 325,000, and he did it in, give or take, like Eyon said, about 8-10 months. $300,000 in 8 months.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying.
Crazy. It's madness.
Minimum wage for me is $100,000, right? So if at minimum wage in my life, if you're making minimum wage, it's still going to take you 3 years to make 300K, and he just did it in 10 months.
And he did it in 10 months.
10 months.
This man has day trades. He took time to actually learn the market. That's why we used to do a little bit of leaps, but he made me feel a lot comfortable with doing leaps. He made me feel comfortable when we were doing Sony, when we were doing a couple Chewy calls here and there.
Man, we hit on Chewy. We hit on Chewy.
Chewy was a banger. That was my first. I'll never forget. That was the first.
Yeah, Chewy owed me a stamp. I'm valid on Chewy.
And then Sony, AMC, and yeah.
Me and Jermaine would talk about AMC when we had our trip together. AMC was like $2 and some change, $2.50. I bought 200 shares at AMC, and I ended up just selling them joints. I just sold them. Like, me and Jermaine would talk. I was like, "Dang, look how cheap AMC is!" Like,
it made me
Jermaine
so
was
upset.
telling me to buy. Go ahead.
No, I was saying it made me so upset. I had $5 calls for 2020, the beginning of 2023. I paid like $20 per contract. I had 20 of them. And when that surge happened, man, I couldn't even look at my phone for a couple of days. I couldn't even do it, man.
Yeah, that'll hurt your feelings for sure. I remember Jermaine was telling me about Riot blockchain. When that joint was like $2 or $1, like, and a joint like $8 now, but it ran up to like, what was it? I'm about to look at it now. I think it ran up.
Yeah, might have been
60
like
something
50.
dollars.
$60, yeah, like $60 something.
Oh, 80. It went to 70, about $79, $80.
Yeah. Leaps. If only I had gotten a leap. I was trading it on like a weekly, bi-weekly. So I was eating consistently, but I was missing all of those jumps you get when you take your money out. You know what I'm saying? You say, okay, like I'm a sell, I'm a hold some. Okay, I'm a sell, but like once you sold it and you like, oh, okay, I'm good off of it. Then it do a $10 jump. Then it go even crazy, and you like, oh,
yeah.
Because you always tell yourself it's gonna stop.
So I guess as we close this joint out, because we just gave some great content, right? So as we close this joint out, I kind of want to get a perspective, like what do you think is better? Is it better to invest, or is it better to trade? And when you answer, think about your future. Is it better to invest in your future, or is it better to trade your future?
I'll go first this time. I'll say it's always good. It's always good to be multifaceted. Me personally, I wouldn't say it's good to do one or the other. I would say it's good to learn to balance both. That's what I would say. I think you can leverage trading to help you build cushion to invest. So that's how I look at it.
I like that. So you definitely should be able to fund your investments, right? Is that what you're saying? Bet I like that. Jermaine, what you got? What you about to say?
I was gonna say, going even back to the point that Eon had with you about to graduate, you're gonna get that money. You should always have a plan for your money. Like you should
Mhm.
always like if that's a tip that I have, a gem I'm gonna drop. I always have a plan for my money. I know if I'm getting this check, 20% going here, 10% going there, this percent going there, and I divvy it out so that all my money already has a plan and a place where it's gonna be. You want to become like systems. Systems is everything. Systems is what's made, automatic dividend reinvest, all that type of stuff happen is systems that just are work to your benefit. Now, when I say that, I'm saying that because if you have a system of a plan of where your money is going to go, you can tell yourself, hey, whenever I'm going to invest money or whenever I'm going to put money into markets, I'm going to use 70% of it for investing, 30% of it for trading. Like we said, investment is going to be something that's for the long term, right? So that's going to be something that, you could put more money in. It's your nest egg. It's going to even make you more comfortable in the market. But that's money you're not going to touch because you've had a plan for it. It's going to be safe. It's going to be
Mhm.
invested. When it comes to the trading, like we said, you're exploiting opportunity. Opportunities come and go. Meaning, if you miss an opportunity, there's another one that's going to come. So once you keep
Right.
stacking that bread of that 30% that's coming in, now you're gonna have an opportunity to exploit. And that's when you're gonna really do that. But why aren't you gonna have no worries? Because let's say you make the wrong moves a couple times. One, you're learning, and two, you're still invested and you still have time in the market because your investments are doing what they're doing. So you want to be, like Malik was saying, balanced. You want to be balanced because if you're too much one way or another, you're missing out on exploiting, or you're too risky and you're not really setting and forgetting some of this stuff and taking advantage of the movements that not everybody sees. Because it's hard to look
Yeah.
at 200 stocks all the time. But you have some, they're good businesses. You can have them for the long run. So that's a long-winded answer, but that's my answer.
Nah, it was fantastic, bro. It was perfect. Just what people need to hear. In my opinion, I feel like you need to have, in my opinion, you need to understand the season that you're in. If you know that the market is down significantly, you need to be an investor. Why? Because the money that you make off of these little spikes ain't gonna feed you. That investment gonna feed you when the market get right again. Then you can start trading. Because as you're investing, all right, dang, the market is down bad. But and I'm seeing a lot of stocks that I used to see at like $80, at $20. Hmm. That should lead you to the light bulb of saying, yo, son, wait, this is an opportunity to make an investment. That means you gotta put something here and you gotta sit on it for a while. Pause. You gotta sit on that on that vehicle for a minute, right? It's like taking a long train ride, bro. Sometimes or a long flight. You flying to the West Coast. You gotta chill on the plane. You can't do nothing about it. But once you get off the plane, you outside. Same thing in the market, bro. Once that train ends of that one directional movement or that very consistent, no movement or consolidation as we like to call it, during that era, you need to be loading up on that direction that you trust based off of your analysis. If you see that the prices of the stocks are extremely valued, high valued, and and now the market is just chilling, you need to be loading up on investing in the downside of the market. If you see that the market is completely undervalued and things are very cheap, you need to be loading up on the upside for the investment. And when the market starts moving, then you can get into your trades. So really, I'm piggybacking off of both of y'all. Malik said you need to be well versed in both. While Jermaine, you said that you need to understand the timing. Basically, I'm just saying you need to know your season for when to do either or. So I think everybody is right on the money with this. It's been a phenomenal conversation. Um, does anybody have anything else to add? I missed something.
I'm good.
I'm Gucci.
Yes, and I wanna give this testimony. So I did buy Leaps on Crocs, right? You know Crocs, the shoe wear. I bought Leaps on Crocs, and what happened was my contract was down. I paid $960 for the contract. The contract lost so much value that it went to $200, but it's a Leap. It expires in 2024. I bought this contract in April. This contract was down probably like 4 months after I bought it, or 3 months after I bought it. I'm not gonna lie, 2 months after I bought it. 2 months after I bought the contract, the joint just started dropping crazy, right? And I was like, oh, this sucks. Don't you know that contract turned into profit like last week and this week? It went from being negative 200. I mean not negative. It went from being down to $200 to being over $1,000 in value. But I still have time, so I didn't sell it. I still got until 2024. Why would I sell it? I'm not selling no Leap until I make at least 50% profit. At least. So, but yeah, son, that's valid. Don't forget the book, EyonBryant.com/books, 25 strategies to reach seven figures. In addition to that, we will be at the conference September the 3rd in, was it McLean, Virginia, or Tysons Corner? I don't
Plain
really be knowing
Virginia.
what to call it.
Hey, Saint McLean and Tyson's Corner they're not far from each other, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Same area. It's
All
not that
right, so
far.
Tysons Corner, Virginia. We will be there September the 3rd, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Live DJ, live performers for the halftime joint. Um, it's gonna be pretty tough. I'm doing giveaways now. I decided to do some cash raffles. I'm gonna raffle off some like Visa gift cards, maybe. I got the wristbands coming in. Gonna give away some books. It's gonna be really nice. May do some actual cash giveaway too if I'm feeling myself, if I'm feeling happy and all that. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to this time. Get those tickets and make sure you have everything registered by going to EyonBryant.com/conference. It's definitely going to be an amazing experience. Like I'm excited because I know I'm gonna learn something. Like I'm gonna be talking, but I know I'm gonna learn something too. So that's why I'm super excited. And then it'll be a great networking opportunity for a lot of people. A lot of people don't realize that it's gonna be a network opportunity. You can really meet people who are doing the things that you want to do, like in life or in the market. Meet
Mm-hmm.
people who have the same mentality as you, but have different results.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be a great experience. So definitely looking forward to that. Don't forget EyonBryant.com/conference. Jermaine, Malik, son, I appreciate y'all, being available and also like making it a priority to get this done for the people out there to listen and to learn from. It means a lot to me, and I'm pretty sure it means a lot to them as well. I never take y'all for granted. I do pray that you all have a blessed, productive, and financially prosperous evening, son. And if it's God's will, I'ma holler at y'all later. I gotta go. Whew.